Hey guys, Dave with Purgatory Farms. So about a month ago, my uncle down the road asked me if I wanted to hatch some chickens out. He got a couple brooders from a friend of his, and he had a broody hen that's been sitting on the eggs for a couple weeks. So he figured he'd try to hatch them out, and he got two brooders. So he asked me if I wanted to hatch some of my eggs out. So I said, yeah, why not? I never did it before. It sounded like a pretty cool idea. I was actually going to buy chickens. I was like a week away from buying chickens. I wanted a few more for my flock. But I said, hey, why not? You know, let's hatch some chickens out. So he hatched his about 2 weeks ago. He calls me up this morning and says, hey, yours are hatching. We thought we had one more day. This is about day 20. Usually it's about 21 days. One is right there. So, called me over. Set up another little brooder for them. Just for right now, what my plan is, I'm going to take mine back to my house. Set this up for them real quick. Well, hopefully while they all hatch today would be nice. Put them in here, let them dry out a little bit, and then bring them back to my house. I got about a brood about this size, if not a little bit bigger for them as well. But right now I want to see if we can film another chick hatching here. So, but I don't see any that looks like they're starting to pop just yet. You also notice, right? He went to the farmer's market the other day and found some peacock eggs. And just for the heck of it, we're going to see if they hatch. We're not even sure if they were fertilized. Neither was the guy we got them from, but that's a peacock egg right there in the middle. It's a little bit bigger than the other ones. The other one's right there next to it. You can't see too well, but those are the peacock eggs, and we'll see what happens with those. That'll be kind of cool. But anyway, we got one hatch so far. I'm going to put it in the brooder, and then keep my eye out for these other ones. If something starts cracking, I'm going to start filming. So, completely new to hatching chicks out in a brooder. Please feel free to comment anything that, you know, we could be doing better or different, or how you do it. Go nuts. We want to learn as much as anybody else. But just noticed that some more eggs are cracked, so I'm going to show you those in a second. From my understanding, it could take a couple hours for them to come out. They don't just, you know, bust open out of the egg. So it takes a couple hours. Once they come out, you want to let them dry out in the brooder a little bit. Maybe like a half hour or hour, I believe, from kind of what I've read and seen. You don't want to take them out right away because they're still a little wet and need to kind of adjust and everything. So that's my plan, is when I see them completely out, leave them in there for, you know, a half hour or so, let them dry out a little bit, and then put them in the brooder. But here, there's a little crack in the shell right there. That one's cracked. So this is a little crazy. You probably can't hear, but they're actually chirping. I can hear them chirping inside the incubator when they're inside the egg. Is that a thing? Am I imagining it? I swear I'm hearing them chirp inside there. So that's something I like to know in the comments. Does other people hear their chicks hatching, chirping while they're hatching in the incubator? That's kind of cool. Chirping through the shell. Get me out! Yeah, there's 3 right there that are cracked. When I get the camera on, it's starting to, you can see it move. Trying to bust open that shell. I always thought, like, you know, once they're ready to go, kind of like, not Superman out of there, but, you know, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. Looks like it takes them a while to bust through there, which, I mean, now that you think about it, makes sense. Oh, that one's trying to bust through too. That's the next one. I think it's gonna come through. Oh, look at him go. He's trying to bust out. Alright. Now we have hopefully a good shot of this guy trying to bust through. Yeah, see it? There it is. Alright, let's see how long it takes. Oh, he's pretty much there. He's out. Oh, there he is. That's pretty cool. Oh, it is done. That was a final Superman kick. That's pretty cool. There's another one. Busted down through. Cool. That's 3. So we have 3 little chicks so far. In the brooder. And we got, you can see, 1 chicken there. And the other one right there. That just happened. So we got 5 total. A few more are starting to crack. Right there, that little hole the bee keeps kind of poking through. It's kind of funny. So I was reading that you could leave them in the incubator for about, it says up to 48 hours. That seems really long to me. To leave them in the incubator and not put them in the brooder. It seems like the average is more like 24 hours. That still seems pretty long to me. I took these out after a couple hours each. They were starting to get dry. They're still a little wet, but you know, I could heat lamp on them. Seem to be doing perfectly fine. My concern about leaving them in the brooder really long is they're kicking around and moving around in there and, you know, trying to adjust. I know they need to stay in there for a little while, try to dry up a little bit, but I don't know if they should be kicking around. Yeah, so yeah, that was about to come out in a little bit. Once they start drying up and moving all around, and I don't know, I just feel that probably better off them not in there. So there was some concerns about opening up this incubator too many times, or any incubator too many times, letting all the humidity and temperature out. I get that, but the egg is going to hold the temperature inside. Even if the temperature obviously inside the incubator drops, you know, a couple degrees or so,
I'm opening it quickly. The egg, the chicken, hopefully that's now formed in the egg, still going to hold their temperature for, the 30 seconds they can open it and grab grab a few of the cracked eggs out. They got a little more room in there, and or they grab the chicken out of the incubator. So my thing right now is you can leave them in there, up to 48 hours, but probably more realistically up to 24 hours. If you need to, you need to run out, you're not here, you're at work, and they start hatching, I'm sure they'll be fine. I was here pretty much since the first one hatched, maybe like half hour after the first one did, so I've been keeping an eye on them. But, if you leave them for a handful of hours, I'm sure they'll be fine, Something's going to happen regardless. You lose a couple here or there, which, you probably are. I'm geared up to lose a couple. Usually, always lose a couple due to, who knows, they just get trampled by the other ones, they just couldn't make it. God knows, could be any reason, but the process that I use to incubate these chicks. Got the incubator, it's a little giant. We have the circulated air incubator, we have the egg turner, which I would highly recommend. Just makes everything easier. That's what we used. So couple weeks before you want to start incubating them, you want to start gathering your eggs. So right now we're laying about, I don't know, maybe like 5 to 6 eggs a day, sometimes 7. So probably average around 6, half dozen a day. So it took us a couple days to grab the eggs. Then you're going to collect all the eggs, keep them in a cool, dry area, probably, I think it's around 55 degrees or so. So typically a basement garage around this time of the year, which is May. Put them in here. Once you have it all filled, you're going to store it on its side. So what I did was just, put it next to something, put it in between a book or whatever you want to do. Held it there, and then about 3 times a day. We did it twice a day because we forgot, but around 3 times a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, you get home from work, and then once before you go to bed, turn it. Just keep turning it 3 times a day, put it back between a book, wherever, so it stays put. Once you're done doing that, about anywhere from a couple days to a week maybe, not even. We did about 3 days of turning them, and then brought them into this incubator. Followed the incubator's instructions. Seemed pretty easy, very easy setup, very easy to do. Go through it with you right now what we did. So let it run for around a day or so. Get it to temperature. There's a temperature gauge right there. You're supposed to have, there's these little air holes right here. You're supposed to take one out once you start it, keep the air flowing, put some water in there, get the humidity up, and then once it's set to the temperature, you start incubating your eggs. It has a time frame of how long you're supposed to incubate your eggs, depending on what type of species it is. All that's right in the directions. Pretty thorough directions, easy to read. We had the egg turner, which is right here. Set that up in there, put the eggs in, and set them. Chicken eggs incubate for 21 days. And then it's about the 20th day right now, and so obviously some are a day a day early. I'm sure some will hatch tomorrow, which is right on time, and maybe even get a couple extra after the 22nd day and see what happens there. But 21 days is the average incubating time, so it's 20 days now. Have 5 hatched so far, with 3 in the brooder, just resting. And 2 more in the incubator. So I got 5 chicks so far. So when they're starting to hatch, you're supposed to take this other one out to increase the humidity. I did. The temperature dropped kind of a lot, so a couple degrees, which is a lot. So I kind of plugged it back in. It said you could leave it in, could take it out, kind of adjust everything. Looks like everyone who's in there is doing just fine for right now, so I kept it in. But that's an option to take it out. Maybe it's too humid in there for some reason. That's pretty much it. Oh, you take out after 3 days before 3 days before they are about to hatch. You take the egg turner out, and then just lay the eggs right in the wire there. But the egg turner worked great. I mean, I don't know why it doesn't just come standard with the kit. But you gotta buy it extra. I think some kits may come with them, but it's well worth it. That way you don't have to turn them every day. If you forget, just set it and forget it type of thing. That's the setup there. And then probably the rest in the next couple days, once they all hatch. Well, hopefully all of them hatch.